Hi there, my name is Chris Chambers, and I'm very happy on behalf of my team at Pangea Solutions and Endeavor Consulting Group to introduce you today to the digital thread for life sciences, which is essentially a software solution that drives drug development, product lifecycle management with a big focus on new therapies in biologics, genomics, and immunization therapies. The quick story here is that the patient experience for drug development is changing dramatically. Because we've now mapped the human genome and unlocked the potential for genetic-based therapies, we have introduced a lot of complexity into the drug development process, which with much smaller market sizes. So what previously we could have drugs that were potentially for very large patient bases with less complexity, now we're working to develop drugs based on certain genetic makeups, age brackets, race, geographies, things that are driving more specialization when it comes to our therapies. And this is driving the convergence of healthcare and life science industries to digitize information to link all the way from the R&D process through the supply chain to the patient directly. This is a dramatic disruption and shift in the paradigm of the pharmaceutical drug development industry, in which it has historically taken many years to bring a product to market, as we all know from the COVID pandemic. The complexity is also resulting in the cost per product increasing and the market size is decreasing. Unfortunately, the non-digital or paper-based processes that this industry has been able to live with for many years are now not at all conducive to bringing that drug development process into a digital format. And tech transfer is a key component of this, where we actually need to drive the R&D processes that we develop to our contract manufacturing organizations and internal manufacturers in a digital format. And even small delays, as this benchmark shows, a one-day delay can cost millions of dollars in this process. So DTLS is built upon the SAP digital core with regulatory thinking to drive a digital product profile. A software like this has never really existed. It's never really needed to exist, but it also is driven off of methodologies from regulatory authorities that are relatively new, such as the Quality by Design in CASA and ICH 12, Q12 references that you see there. DTLS is the vision that those methodologies drive in a concrete software-based format built on top of SAP, which is a widely accepted standard enterprise platform for most of the larger and mid-market life science companies in the world. When you look at the summary of why DTLS makes sense, obviously the paradigm shift in life sciences, which we have referenced already, based on personalized medicine and paper-based antiquated processes, is a mix that is not sustainable for the long term. The FDA has actually created a blueprint, but doesn't yet have a software to support it. Something that we have noticed at Endeavor and Pangea, as we work with many of the large life science companies driving our service offerings, and we've actually seen this white space very similar to other solutions that we've driven as well. We've spent many decades looking at enterprise GXP solutions and building them on top of SAP. So we know those capabilities and those digital solutions that SAP drives, such as analytics, the ability to integrate across an enterprise, artificial intelligence, and a dynamic UX that SAP has really focused tremendously on in their new S/4HANA platform. The digital thread for life sciences is not necessarily, the digital thread actually is not a new term. It being applied for life sciences has something that's been done conceptually and informally across the industry for many years now. We realized quickly that the name itself would drive the functionality that underlies it, which is to thread together or weave together information using our Threadweaver integration tool to present a digital profile of enterprise information that historically would have been in binders, thousands of binders across many functional siloed organizations, now can be seen digitally, which is tremendously important when it comes to impact analysis, market approvals, and other processes associated with drug development. It's finally important to note that we've actually done a minimum viable product, and that this software exists in a beta development format within SAP, as we've done a proof of concept with one large pharma company already, with several others waiting based on demos, in which many of them have had very positive reactions. As we work with the SAP I/O team to bring this onto the SAP store in January, we're looking to use that as a basis for driving proof of concepts and pilots to further extend this platform. I want to thank you for joining this very brief summary. For more information, I have included my contact information, but thanks again for joining.